Hey YouTubers. Okay, so in the back of your W166, some of you may have a boot looking like this. When I got my car, I was lucky enough to get one of these. This is the ML166 boot liner. Excuse the mess, it's been working hard. And if you haven't got one, I'll just tell you it's fantastic. Stops any of the stuff rolling up the front there, tucks in really nicely. Just one disadvantage, and that is when you put the seats down, it does stick up a little bit there and takes a bit of grief on that edge. And at the back here, it definitely takes a lot of grief from the daily wear and tear of people closing the boot on this lip. And if we look from the other side, you'll see that the boot closes just up against this edge here, just nicely. On mine, even when I got it, this edge was torn and had broken free, and you can just see there it's just a bit loose. So what we're going to do today, see if we can fix that up. So I've left it overnight with some tape just so that it sort of keeps its form, and I did try just warming it up a bit just to remove some of these dings and dents that have taken a bit of a permanent set. So now I'm happy with that. I'm just going to clean this up and see if we can get it fixed up. Okay, so first job is just to warm it up so it's nice and dry. You can see the old glue that I had on there before. I put some super glue on it before. I think I'll try something different today. I'm just going to scratch away some of that old glue and just make sure the surface has got a bit of scratchiness to it and a bit of adhesion. Okay, we've got that taped up enough to close that gap all the way along. I'm quite happy with that. Now I'm just going to put a strip of tape across all of that just to stop any glue coming through. Okay, so hopefully that gap's going to stay small enough. And the next step's just running a small bead of super glue all the way down that groove. Now this is just the first holding glue, just to hold things in place and stable. I have no idea if this works to glue this plastic, and really I don't mind if it doesn't. It makes me feel better that I've tried. Okay, get that all the way along. And we're just going to leave that to dry for a couple of hours. One thing that is worth mentioning is I'm just going to close the boot up just to push against that lip. As you can see in here, the mat's just against that boot there, so I'm just going to push that back just to make sure that that edge is nicely. Okay, now there's been enough time for the super glue to dry off. I've just warmed that through again, and now I'm just going to go over that bead just with a little bit of araldite, which I'm just going to get mixed up. Let me just get that ready and get that on. Okay, so got that on nicely now, and really that super glue is just to hold it in place, and the epoxy is hopefully to bridge that gap. And we'll just leave that for a few hours. Get it on mostly okay, just to settle down, and the same as before, just get the tailgate closed so that we keep the angle just where we want it to be, which is a bit more like that. Okay. Okay, now the araldite's set up a bit hard. Give it a little while. Last step's going to be putting this polyurethane over the top. So this is PU, black polyurethane, and it's a sealant, it's a glue, it's the sort of stuff you see around windows. So I'm just going to see how I can get that on there and show you what that looks like in a minute. Okay, so not looking too bad. Bit messy to work with, so I'm not going to mess with that anymore. 2 hours to tack free, so we'll come back and have a look at that a bit later. Okay, so now I've flipped it over to do the back side. A little bit of the glue came through and grabbed onto the tape there. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to see what we can do with this side. Okay, so first layer on the back. We'll just get the last layer on and see what that looks like. Okay, that's looking quite a lot better now. Okay, and we're all done. Just put that cardboard down for protection for today, in case it's not 100%. And back to good as gold. Thanks for watching, enjoy your day, and don't forget to subscribe.